Well, g'day guys, I'm Ryan Ingleton and welcome to my YouTube channel. Down at the farm today, just thought I'd come down after we had that massive amount of rain. It was the biggest rainfall we've had down here since 1961. It actually removed, for me, my new fencing, which was about approximately 1.5 k's, so almost a mile in either metric or imperial terms. It also gave me a lot of firewood and a lot of junk. So I've been thinking I might have a bonfire with all this stuff, so if you want to come around, you're more than welcome, and I'll supply all the beer, of course. Today I think I'll fly the Mini up the river a little bit, just give you a bit of a bird's eye view of the destruction that it's caused, and you'll be able to see the force of water. That's amazing. Well, as the little Mini takes off here, you can see where the paddock fence was. The rough section there obviously certainly defines where the cows were able to graze. We keep the fencing there so that we can keep the stock from just walking between paddock to paddock. There's a good mate of mine now that's walking along the bank there, and he was removing all the star pickets for me. And the fence actually went all the way along, across the river and up to that road that you see in the distance. So it's taken a massive amount of fencing, that's for sure. As we fly down here to the lower section of the property, just on the left hand side there is where I commenced this video and introduced myself to you. And you see where all the timber's stacked up on the side there. I've also got another mate hiding down here in the trees, pulling star pickets out for me and giving me a big help. Now, just as we fly up here, Paul, if you can hear me down there, are you able to do your stretches, mate? I don't want you to get a sore back, that's all. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely going to help. So as we fly up here, if you notice that there's a car in the background up there that's pulling a set of harrows around. If you missed my last video, I actually did a video flying over the top of this car that you might enjoy. Here's a little teaser now, just in case you did. One thing I can say we've ended up with all along this area here is the ground's had a good drenching and it's been topsoiled. We've ended up with all this alluvial sand and what looks like either pippies or mussels that have come up on the sand. So not sure if you can eat them. probably won't be. We'll leave them for someone else to take and use. But yeah, we've got a little bit of an obstacle course now with all the timber. It's made it a little bit different. We're used to just driving around and having a little bit of fun, but as I said, gives us something that we don't want to do. So one thing we do have now, which we never had in our previous Mavic Mini flights down here, we've actually got green grass. So it's certainly been a benefit. One benefit of the rain means that we're not going to be buying any feed for the cows or anything anymore. We'll just be able to let them loose down here. We're just going to have to get the fence fixed first. We've got to watch these bloody wombat holes that I talked about before. Hopefully we're missing a few of them. Hopefully they ran into the next door neighbours on the higher ground and they've stayed up there and they don't want to come back down. That's my thought process. So along here we used to have fencing that went all the way down to the car and the truck. Don't know if you can see it with the GoPro. Across the river here. And then I've never seen anything like it. The actual fence has wrapped itself around the base of the tree here. It must have gone around itself 10 or 12 times. There must be a couple of 100 metres of fencing that has wrapped itself around there. And then, as you can see, it's just all gone. The power of water, wow. That's about the starting point from where the water level got to. And it ripped everything across here. So all the way twice. So to the far left and the far right, everything here went underwater. Got one of my little excavators down here just pulling some of the wire out of the river just so that we can clean it up, so it's not a bigger job to do later once we put the new fence up. Just got to keep dodging these wombat holes as well as the rabbit holes. So we're just using the excavator to pull this all back out of the river, and we'll cut it up in sections. We've got a little bit of Australian wildlife here. You'll notice it's well, some type of lizard. I couldn't tell you what type it is, but I don't think it's happy that we're moving its habitat. There has been a red-bellied black snake seen today though, so we'll just tread carefully in this section, I reckon. Certainly strong.